Hello friends, Joe here at Reverb, today at the beautiful Narwhal studio in Chicago, and this is another episode of Funky Vintage found on Reverb. Today, we get to check out another historic piece of gear, a studio staple, the Mu-Tron Bi-Phase. So the Musitronics company, or Mu-Tron, has a super fascinating history. We actually have done a deep dive with the founder, Mike Beagle, and if you want to check out more about the history there, you should check out the link in the description. We don't have time in this video because we got to make some noise, but check out the history for sure. But let's talk about what the Bi-Phase is, what it's all about. Mu-Tron in the early 70s developed the Mu-Tron 3 envelope filter. You've heard that on Stevie Wonder's Higher Ground, so obviously groundbreaking, legendary piece of gear right there. They then went on to make a phaser, and they used op amps instead of FETs. Then they set out to make a phaser using the photocell technology from the Univibe. So flash forward, they have created their now dual 6-stage phaser with 2 different phasers, 2 different oscillators. This will make more sense when we hear these things, but an important note, apparently they got a pro tip from Bob Moog to insert a feedback loop in the phasers, and that is then became, among other things, became the sound of the Bi-Phase. So I mentioned that the Bi-Phase is a studio staple. Guitar players like Frank Zappa, Jerry Garcia used it a ton. It's the sound of Siamese Dream. Corgan famously used it on that record. Butch Vig said we would throw everything through the Bi-Phase. Lee Scratch Perry ran drums through it. So it can take anything and make it sound, very interesting and cool and exciting. Today, we are gonna run a guitar, a synth, and a drum machine through it. Let's make some noise. So firstly, you can just use phaser A. That's what we're doing right now. So the single phaser, phaser A, already sounds very cool and it has a wide range already. Now, if we go to out of A, now we're going out of A into B, so we're getting phaser A and phaser B now. I'm gonna set the first oscillator to a fast rate and the second one to a slow rate. So we really hear the difference of these phasers cascading together or biphasing. Also here you wanna select Gen 2 so you have the other oscillator controlling phaser B. So you have 2 different oscillators, 2 different rates going on. biphase a bass. Let's biphase a bass 6. Let's biphase a synth. Definitely like again with the range of things, it's amazing. Just using the first generator and using it as a more traditional phaser, it sounds so cool, it sounds so good, but bringing in that second generator and hearing the stereo imagery of what's going on that's where the magic's at. It's really special. Also reversing the sweep is super cool as well. You just let a sequence on a synth going all day and just continue to sweep the generators and you won't have a bad time. Let's biphase a Joe. It's like a false vibrato. Square wave. Let's biphase a rolling drum machine. Oh. Let's biphase a piano. Okay, that's it for the Mu-Tron Bi-Phase. Thank you to Rock and Roll Vintage for lending this amazing piece of gear. If you want this very one, you can find it on Rock and Roll Vintage's Reverb shop. Mu-Tron also has some other really cool pedals, really cool gear, including the Bi-Phase 2, a much smaller, much more affordable recreation of the original. Lots of other cool stuff from Mu-Tron as well. Check it all out. Bi-Phase something today, y'all. Cheers.